Hey everybody, and welcome to Wednesday Live here on the Victoria Marie YouTube channel. I am so glad that you are joining me today. Man, there we go. Make sure that's turned down. So glad you're joining me today. Make sure you pop in the chat section. Let me know that you're here and you are ready to go. Give this live a thumbs up if you enjoy it. I'm Victoria. So glad that you are here. Welcome to all of our newbies and, of course, all our returning community members. We are, I guess, halfway through the week. Yes, I don't know why I didn't think about that. Halfway through the week, lots of things going on. Here in the States, we just rounding out midterm elections. It's crazy. So that I'm not going to talk any more about that than just to say that. So I'm coming off of that, midterm election hangover. But also, we're going to be here and having some fun and talking about perpetual projects and prepping projects and all that. So if that's something that you enjoy, make sure that you pop a hello and let me know in the chat section. Hey, Elizabeth, how are you? So glad that you're here. And let me know how you're doing today. Wherever you may be, I'm going to take a little swig of water here. Hello, hello. I'm so glad you guys are here today. So I know this time of year, we see a lot of holiday, a lot of Christmas is coming down the pike, Christmas cards, Christmas layouts, and all that. And, I'm not quite ready for that. So I'm still working on my October daily stuff. I'm going to tell you why this project is perpetual and what I plan to do with it going forward. Hello, everybody. Go ahead and post a hello, a little emoji or something in the chat. Let me know that you're here. So I'm going to tell you why this project I consider perpetual. I'm also going to share a little bit about how I prep for my projects so that I can get some things done. Hey, Sandra said, first timer from Illinois. Hello, so glad you're here. Hello, Kathy says from windy Florida. Gary is here. Maria, hello. How are you? So glad that you guys are here today. If you enjoy the live stream, make sure you give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, make sure that you subscribe to the channel. That way you'll know each and every time I go live and post new content to the channel. By the way, this Friday, I have a layout share that I'm going to be posting. I realized I hadn't posted recorded content in like 4 weeks. It's been crazy around here. So I've got a layout share that I'm going to be sharing with you guys. I have another video that's going to be coming out next week that's going to be talking about a really cool online tool that you can use to help you coordinate colors for your scrapbook projects or just any color. And if you need a color combo or a color palette for anything, I'm going to show you a really cool online tool that you can use for that. So stick around. Lots of great things coming down the pike. Hello. I'm doing very well today, Carol. Thank you for asking. So glad that you guys are here. Got folks from all over the world, from all lands, from distant lands. Hello. So glad that you guys are here. Let me know if this is your first time participating in a live stream. We do these pretty much every Wednesday. Oh, I will tell you, the week of Thanksgiving here in the States is coming up here in another 2 weeks or so. So that the Wednesday during Thanksgiving week will not have a live. I'll be spending time with family and relaxing. And I think that is the 23rd. Yeah, that we won't have a live. And I'll make sure to announce that I will have a recorded video for you for that day. I am all recovered, Antonella. Thank you so much. I'm feeling much, much better. Been a while since you caught a live, said Carol. That's awesome. I'm glad that you're here. Glad that you're here. Okay, so let's get into today's project. So in 2021, I started a mini album project that's referred to as October Daily. And it's inspired by December Daily, for those of you who have heard of that. That was founded by the one and only Ali Edwards. And the idea is to document a story or your stories throughout the season of, or throughout Christmas, rather, throughout December. And then I don't know who started October Daily. This is not my original idea, so I'm not going to claim that. But at some point, this came into my orbit that people were doing October Daily or fall inspired projects kind of based on that idea. And so what you do is during the month of October is you document your stories, your adventures and stuff throughout the month of October, which is cool. One of the things I've learned as someone who has been scrapbooking for a very long time is that sometimes some scrapbook projects don't necessarily need to be done. So I started this album in 2021 with the intention of documenting my October shenanigans for the entire month and finishing out the album come the end of October. That did not happen. In fact, a lot of the layouts that I'm working on today are from 2021. And so, right around that time, I was starting to feel some kind of way about my scrapbooking and just pressures to get things done, all self imposed. And so I decided that there are going to just be some projects that are perpetual projects. I will start them and I will add to them, but they're not technically ever considered done. So, for today's purpose, for the time that we have, for about an hour, I'm going to work on some layouts with you guys. And if at some point I will stop making those layouts, and I'm going to take a break from this particular project for a few weeks because there's some other projects that I want to work on. But the cool thing about it is there's no pressure, because whenever I feel like adding to it, I'll add to it. So what my plan is today is to work on a few of those layouts today during the hour that we have. And then once I finish my 2021 stories that I want to add to this album, then I'll start on my 2022. I kind of want to get 2022 wrapped up by the end of the year, but again, it's no big deal if I don't. I can just add to it whenever I want. And then if I get tired with the project, it's just going to be there for when I pick it up next year sometime. So I'm not even going to worry about it. Carol said there's also Thankful 30 in November. Absolutely. People do kind of a gratitude thing. Hey, Emily, what's going on? In November, Thankful 30 in November, absolutely. So there's different projects, right? There's different variations. So this album does have some completed spreads in it so far. So I'm going to switch my camera here and show you that. And then I've recently been getting some questions about how I go about prepping for projects. Now, for those of you who've been with me for a while, you know that I like making kits and I like spending time prepping for projects, meaning printing my photos, doing my journaling, and gathering all of the materials that I need to work on a project. And so I'm going to talk a little bit more about how I prepped for this particular project, what my process is. And I'm also working on some helpful templates and tools that will be released in 2023 to help you plan your projects. And I'm really big on particularly those of us who've been scrapbooking for like ever and a day, there's always going to be some stories to tell. There's always going to be projects that we're working on. And for one, there are some projects, yes, they're going to have a start and an end point for me, and then some will be perpetual, like the October daily. But I like knowing that I'm getting through my projects so I have time and energy and bandwidth to work on new things that are coming along versus, having a whole pile up of projects. So planning and getting certain projects done is important for me, and it might be for you as well. So there's lots of tools and things I'm going to be introducing in 2023 to help us with that. So if you're of that same mindset, that same kind of wavelength as I am, and that there's some projects you definitely want to get done, and you want to work through them in an efficient way so that you can enjoy them and get those stories documented, then hang out with me. I'm going to help us get that done. All right. Hey, Connie, good afternoon. Okay, so I'm going to switch my screen. Let's talk about October Daily, or at least this. Oops, Victoria. Hello. That was the wrong button. That was not the button I want to push. So let's talk about this album real quick. So I'm going to show you where I'm at. This is a Citrus Twist Life Crafted album. This is a Traveler's Notebook style album, and it's bound. So if you like Traveler's Notebooks, I like them. I don't particularly care for the inserts, but I really, really like albums that are of that size that also have pockets that I can use. This is my jam. So anyway, this is the album that I'm using. Has a great spine. I always forget the measurements of this, but I'll make sure that a link is posted in the description so you can check out the Life Crafted album. And I got started, of course, with the cover page, and I showed this before in previous lives. I think I also have a video up here where I work on some of these particular layouts. But all of these stories that I have so far in this album are from 2021. Now, if at the end of completing the 2021 layouts, I don't have enough room to put in some more, to put in or start putting in my 2022, that's okay. I'll just start a whole nother Life Crafted album because I've got like 5 of them sitting around here. So I'm using things from my stash, a lot of Halloween and fall themed things from my stash, various different designers and manufacturers. A lot of the stuff is from my stash and some of it's not available anymore. So I didn't post specific links to products, but I wanted to make sure that I was using my stash because I don't hardly ever use my fall and Halloween stuff that often. Some of the layouts are out of the pocket. Some of them are in the pocket. So here's an example of one that I worked on that's out of the pocket. And I think I filmed this. There could be a video floating around here on my channel somewhere. I also used Photoshop to resize some of my photos. So this one's resized to 4 by 8. And so I use Photoshop to resize. You can also use a web-based platform like Canva to resize your photos to different sizes. I've got some 3x4s in here because this is a smaller scale project. I'm going to go with some smaller sized photos. I like working in this 2x2 size. That's a layout I did about my mom's birthday last year. Her birthday's in October. And so just having fun using products, telling stories. So the way that I like to prep for this, or any project really, is to create kits. And I really, really love kits. And of course, you guys have seen me when I did my 1 kit 10 layout challenge and all of that. You've seen me put together kits and use them to create projects. I like to work efficiently when it comes to my scrapbooking. That's just how I roll. I love enjoying the process, but I also like to be sure that a lot of the decision making that I make around creating layouts, I have time to think through that before I actually create. So what I do is I take some time to plan my project. So for example, for this particular album, what I've done is I've created a little template, and not just for this specific project, but just in general, just for me to use. And again, I will be sharing some of my templates that I've been making recently with you guys starting in 2023. So look out for that. They'll be available on my shop. So I have this little template here. This is totally rough. The ones that I put on my shop will be much prettier than this. But I have a spot to put my title, what the project is. This one's designed specifically for this traveler's notebook style scrapbooking that I'm doing with a Life Crafted album. I have these 2 boxes here that represent like the 4x8 layout, and then I can customize this little box how I need to depending on the format of the spread. I also have a spot where I can jot down real quickly what the story it is that I'm documenting for that particular page, and then any products that I'm using, just really quick and simple. So I started out with my template here, my planning sheet, I should say. And then the next thing that I do is I select the photos for my project. So what I've done is I went through my camera roll for the month of October 2021, and I selected photos based on the stories that I wanted to document. And a lot of times the stories that I'm going to be documenting are going to be about decorating my house or making special treats or trick-or-treating, or just kind of the everyday things that I think would be noteworthy to put into my album. So I go through, I select all those photos, and I save them on my external hard drive. I create a folder that says October Daily, and I save all of those photos. Once I've selected the photos, then I go through and I design the pages. And so I did that for all of 2021. So I went through, picked photos, and designed the pages. To keep the process simple, I'm sticking to basic, simple design formula with this. I'm not doing a whole lot of interactive things. I might, do the most on some pages, but for the most part, it's photos, a little bit of embellishing, and some journaling. That's what I'm focused on for this. So I went through and I made, I think, about 10 or 12 kits, all that have my little planning sheet. The photos are printed based on the sizes that I want. I also have the page protectors picked out. So I knew for this particular photo, I wanted it to be a larger photo for the album. So I printed that 4x8. So it's good to go. And this is a shot of some of my home decor in my house. This is on my credenza in my dining room. And then I also had some additional photos that I wanted to scrapbook with a story. So that particular year, my daughter helped me mend some of our holiday decor. I also took a snapshot of my kitchen with my placemats, and then this little dining, my centerpiece for my dining table. And then on the back, just some more highlights of me decorating for the year. I love decorating for fall. And so I picked out the photos that I felt best represent the story. I'm not trying to scrapbook all the photos. I just want a little bit, the best photos that I feel document the story. Then what I do is I just sort of create, I don't know if this is for this one or not. Oh, here it is. Then I sort of draft out what I want for that particular layout. So I know I wanted some photos here, and I know I want some journaling here on the back, or maybe there's another photo, who knows. Sometimes I change it up depending on how I feel. But this gives me a starting point. I don't always stick to what I plan on my design sheets, on my project sheets, But when I get ready to put these together, I'm not having to think about it that hard. It's already done. I've already expended that energy trying to figure that out. Once I have my photos selected and resized, and typically depending on the project, I might have to resize my photos and what I want for the spread that I've designed, then I'll print out my photos, and I like to put them in the page protector. Once that's done, then I'm going to pick out some elements from my stash, and I just slipped them in these little Avery L pockets. You guys have probably seen lots of people use these. I use them to store my stamps, but I had a whole bunch extra, so I just decided this would be perfect for this small project. So I just go through and I select some items and just kind of pre-plan my page. Sometimes I will select the materials that I want. Sometimes I just want that to be a game time decision, depending on how extensive my spread is. So all of those elements go into the little pocket. I have my planning sheet, and then I have my photos all ready to go. So when I'm ready to work on a layout, I just pull my kit and go. I will typically do this in a batching and blocking process. So there's a day of the week that I prep a lot of my projects, whether I'm going to film them or whether I'm just working on them because there's just, projects I want to work on. And I'll create these kits. And what I found over the years is that it helps me to scrapbook more efficiently when I'm making decisions on the front end and not the back end. Because how many times have we sat down to do a scrapbook layout and we're trying to pick the photos, and then, oh goodness, now we got to pick out the materials, and that may take a while, and then we got to figure out how we want to design it. When you break down the process, it helps you to be a little bit more efficient. So that way, when you sit down to actually make your layout, you can just take a deep breath. A lot of those decisions have been made, and you can make some layouts. I do this a lot when I'm getting ready to go to crops and retreats, which I haven't actually gone to one in a while, but you get the point. So now I have all of these ready to go. At minimum, if I don't pick out the materials that I want, what I try to make sure to do is to fill out my planning sheet and to print out the photo and the journaling. That's what I try to do at minimum, because I'm usually pretty good at making fast decisions. All right, so I'm clearly not going to make all of these today because we only have an hour. So I'm going to make some of these layouts today, and then I will come back to this project, occasionally, because again, it's perpetual, right? It doesn't have to be done. And it's not going to be one of those albums that's finished or considered complete. I will just start another album and continue on with documenting my stories for October. Once I do get to a point where I have my 2021 layouts in here, my 2022 layouts in here, then what I'll do is I will film a project share so you can see how that came along or where I'm at with the status of this particular project. Okay, let me know if you have any questions about that. And let me know if you like to prep your materials, prep your photos and your journaling and stuff for your projects. Let me know in the chat section if you have a similar process or a different process of making sure that you are able to scrapbook efficiently. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to see, how many of these I can knock out. Again, just trying to keep it really, really simple. I'm using a lot of materials from my stash because I don't think I bought anything Halloween or fall related other than what I get in my kits. So I wasn't actually purposely going out and buying things. I'm going to get a couple of things set up here. I go for simple and clean when it comes to this type of project. And I'm focusing on stories. That's what I'm focusing on. Sometimes I like to do the most with my layouts and do a whole bunch of layering and use a lot of product and all those good things. And I think that's fantastic. Sometimes I just want to keep it simple. Okay. Okay. So let's go ahead and get started. I've got my 2 pages here, or my 2 photos already printed. What I want to do is I went ahead and cut a piece of pattern paper, and this was just from my stash, probably Hip Kit Club maybe. And I wanted to create a little circular element that came here to the corner of this large photo. I have some white space here, so I want to try to use that up. So on the back, I already have my journaling, which is just talking about how I love to decorate for fall. It's one of my favorite things. I would have to say fall is probably ranked number 2. Christmas will always be number 1 for me. But fall is a very strong contender right now for me. Very, very strong. I'm not ready to say that fall's number 1 just yet because I absolutely love Christmas. Okay, hello, everyone who's just joined us. Alyssa says, typically wing it. Hey, Alyssa, I'm so glad you're here, friend. I hope you're doing well. Let me know. Are you a planner or do you wing it? Or are you somewhere in between when it comes to your scrapbooking projects? I'm just going to use a little bit of Tombow adhesive here. Put that there. And I have some little elements that I want to use. Again, nothing too crazy. Just a few little things. I'm actually going to set that to the side. Never plan out my pages. I journal on the spur, but after seeing you plan your pages with a collection, I have done that and made base pages. That's fantastic. And the cool thing about this is that you don't have to, oh, I like that. That's cute. You don't have to plan out the entire project, because sometimes my projects, I make game time decisions. I think this was going to go on the outside of the page protector. I think that's what I wanted. Sometimes I just need game time decision making, right? Like I may not make a final decision on some of the things I'm using until I'm actually getting ready to do it. And then sometimes I change my mind on a particular design or product, and I'm okay with that. Keeping this nice and simple. That's just how I'm feeling about it. I'm trying to see, do I want anything else? Nope. On this, kind of want to add a little bit of a little something there. Again, I'm doing this outside the pocket. Is there another, there's a smaller little something? Let's see. Kind of like the way that looks, but I don't want to take away too much from the photo. Love putting things outside the pocket. Good amount of adhesive, and my layouts, my albums don't get manhandled a lot, so I don't worry about having things outside the pockets at all. Let me know how you, somewhere in between. Don't always plan, but love it when I do. I'm a planner. Page kits are a game changer for me. Yeah, absolutely. For some people, planning may hinder the creative process because you may want to just, you know, it's a game time thing. You just want to sit and kind of do your thing, and that's all right too. Yeah. Okay, so that's nice. Love that, using up some of those materials. Let's flip to the back with the journaling. I do want to do a little something here. And I think, what did I want to do with this? I think I wanted to have a little leaf here and then a little stamping there. I think that's what I wanted. So let's just do the leaf here. I've had that in my stash for like ever. That's been around for a while. Getting photos printed, shipped quickly is a challenge, yeah. Love pulling together a lot of materials for a stash-based kit. I organize my photos chronologically and sort into double-page spreads. Absolutely. I used to get a lot of my my photos printed and mailed to me. And then I stopped doing that unless I'm doing a large print of photos for whatever reason. But for the most part, I print at home so that I don't have to wait for my prints. I'm kind of impatient. I want to, like, when I'm ready to create, I'm ready to create. I thought I would use this little piece here, but that might be a little bit bigger than what I wanted. How about I do a little bit of stamping? That sounds like fun. Let me move that out the way real quick. And also, let me get my little tool caddy going on. Gotta have all the things. That way, when I'm working on stuff, it'll just be right where I need it to be. Love the leaf up top, me too. This is from Paper Person, the stamp set. I think I knew what I was gonna do with this. I was going to stamp all these little leaves on here, but I don't think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna stamp autumn has arrived. That I am gonna stamp. Let me get an acrylic block real quick. And let's see. Now, one of the things I enjoy so much about this process is that we want some Versify, which one do we want? I've got like all these stamps going on. Let's get out both of these. The one thing that I love about the Perpetual projects is that I don't like a lot of pressure when it comes to doing my layouts. And I like the idea of being able to start and stop whenever I want and just enjoy the process. Hey Genevieve, how are you? Yeah, I print myself, makes things a lot easier and faster. That's so true. Hey Tamika, she says, can you suggest any albums or page protectors you can use off Amazon? My page protectors that I use, particularly for this album, I purchased from Citrus Twist. I haven't actually purchased any page protectors from Amazon, but if somebody has, if you want to pop that in the chat and answer Tamika's question, that would be fantastic. And thank you in advance, Tamika. I'm not sure. I typically have purchased my page protectors. Let's see, I use a lot of We Are Memory Keepers albums, so let me test out the stamp real quick. So I will buy them online. When scrapbook.com used to carry them, that type of thing. But I haven't ever bought page protectors from Amazon. You might be able to find some of the branded page protectors on Amazon, or maybe some other brands that might work for you. I've considered doing a project like October, December daily, says Kathy, but I think my pictures would look the same every year. Same decor, same food. Is this ever a problem? I think that is a really, really valid question because sometimes what we do from year to year doesn't maybe change all that much. What I try to focus on for my projects is picking out, making sure that I'm having, new experiences. I try to do that every year. But two, thinking about what story or what angle or what aspect of my experiences have I not talked about? Have I not journaled about? So when it comes to my home decor, I will always document my home decor, but from year to year, I always add something new. So I'm thinking maybe for 2022, I can do my top 5 new items that I purchased for my home for the fall season. I think that looks really good. I'm just going to leave that just the way that is. It can be checking out different story prompts, which there's tons of them online. And maybe instead of talking about the same thing you've done all the time, maybe you take a different angle. Maybe the project is not necessarily what you're doing that year, but maybe it can be a documentation of things that you've done in the past, or documenting some of your favorites. I could fill an album talking about my favorites this time of year. So there's so many different ways that you can approach these types of projects without feeling like you have to tell the same stories over and over and over again. That's an approach that I'm taking with my December Daily project this year. We have a lot of things that are going on this year. And this season, my daughter is dancing. I've mentioned this, a gajillion times. You guys are probably tired of me talking about it. But my daughter's dancing in the Nutcracker this year. And so there's going to be some stories about that. I think I'm just going to leave that like that, I think. Let's see. So I'll be telling lots of stories about that. I'll be... I kind of want to add something else to this, but I don't know what. Not only the fact that she's getting this opportunity to do this. Oh, that kind of looks like it'd be pretty. Not only that she's getting an opportunity to do this, but talking about the rehearsal schedule and how much it's impacted our schedule as a family and, all those things. The fact that we got to see a lot of the behind the scenes type stuff, like the different costumes and that type of thing. So that's definitely going in my December Daily. Goodness, what else? Celebrating the fact that this is going to be our 4th Christmas that we're celebrating in our home. We built our home about 4 years ago. So there's different things that I'm starting to think about that I can start to document. I absolutely love that. I feel like something needs to go down here too. Yeah, let's finish that out. So just I always try to ask myself, what is the new angle? What is something that's going on in my life right now that I haven't documented? Sometimes your stories don't always have to be current stories either in some of these projects. So that's something to keep in mind. Okay, so I think these leaves round out my journaling page. I love the way that looks, so I'm going to pop that in and call it done. Hey, Cody, what's going on? Hello, everyone who's just joined us. Okay, so that looks really super cute. And I don't think there's anything else I'm going to do for that. I think I'm done. I was trying to remember what I was going to use this piece for, but I don't remember now. I don't remember. Okay, so this goes in the album. We're just going to slip that right in there. Love the way that looks. There we go. There's that. Very pretty. Very pretty. I love it. Thank you. Okay, so that was story number 7. I'm going to go on to story number 9. This one's going to be, actually, this page protector is going to hold 2 stories. They're going to be very quick, short stories. In fact, one is actually not going to have any journaling because the meme says it all. I'm scrapbooking a meme. I found this on Instagram. Somebody had posted this, and I thought it was super cute. And it's a picture of candy corn, and it's candy corn looking at itself in the mirror, and it says, well, I like me. Because I know there's some candy corn haters out there. I love candy corn, and I thought this was just too funny. It says, well, I like me, with I underlined to emphasize. I like me. So yeah, there we go. Cody says, watching for hurricanes. Oh, that's right. That's right. That's starting to pick up. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That's scary. I hope you're staying safe, friend. So I'm going to cut this down so it fits inside my page protector. And then I think there's going to be a 3x4 pocket that'll go there. And I have some candy corn stickers that I got from Ellie Studio, which is really super cute. I love candy corn, right? Isn't that the cutest thing? I just saved this. I just take a snapshot of it and save it to my phone, and I printed it out. I like me. Well, I like me. That's right, little candy corn. Hey, we gotta love ourselves, right? Okay, so I'm just going to mark where I'm going to cut this. Let's see. I'm just going to grab a little... I should have cut this out already, but I totally forgot. Now I can't see it because of the glare. Hold on. Afro might be in the way. My bad. Here and here. Okay. Just took a little felt pin. Cut this down. When I saw this meme, I just thought that is just too adorable. All right, so I'm going to cut this down to 3x4. Let me see, I might have to trim it a little bit more. Yep, a little bit more. I should have did print marks on this when I did it. That's okay. We'll just keep cutting it until we get it done. I love candy corn. It's so delicious. I know some people think candy corn is too sweet. If you haven't tried it, I like candy corn with peanuts and Chex Mix. So good. All right, there we go. Oh my God, that's just too cute. And you know what? I might add that to my 2022 stories as well. Who knows? So this is just going to go in here just like that. And let's see. Let me pull out my October stash. In fact, what do I need? I need this over here. There we go. Bring over my We Are Memory Keepers cart. Comes in handy. Let's stick that there. And I'm going to get me a little cardy doodle. I'm going to pull out some Ellie Studio stuff. Candy corn is my hubby's favorite candy. It's so delicious. I love candy corn. Ah, that's perfect. That couldn't have been more perfect. Okay. So what I want to do for this one, I subscribe to Ellie Studio's monthly kits, and you get all these really fun little punch outs and different cards, 3x4 cards and 4x6 cards. I love it. Ellie Studio, if you haven't heard of it. Love Ellie Studio. All right, so let me kind of move this out the way for just a second. I have a whole container full of stuff that I want to use. And so my idea for this layout, let me go back here, is I'm going to put, I love candy corn despite what others might think. I think that's what I want to put there, because I do. I absolutely love it. It's so delicious. Let's see. I thought I had at one point some little candy corn little stickers. I bet you I have them somewhere. I just need to find it. But they were little stickers shaped as candy corn. And I bet I used them all up, which is a good thing, which is a very good thing. But sometimes when you use up all your stuff, okay, I found it. It was on another page that I didn't quite want to use. Well, do I want to use this? I think I do. I'm going to keep it on that page. I know I have that candy corn somewhere. Hold on just a second. Don't you hate that? It was like, I know I should have more of these little candy corns. Good grief. Anyway, Ellie Studio came out with this really cute puffy sticker pack, and it included little tiny candy corn, and I thought, oh, that's just so cute. It's so perfect. And so when I started thinking about this project, I thought, you know what? I need to use those candy corn. So here's my candy corn sticker font. Cute. I know. It's adorable. It's adorable. And I'm trying to find that little puffy sticker sheet. Bear with me. Usually I'm a lot more put together and professional during my live streams. Here it is. I knew it was in here. I knew it. Because I don't use this stash often enough, it's kind of all sort of thrown into an iris container right now. But I do need to reorganize it in a much better system, which I will do at some other point. So here is the little tiny candy corns. I mean, seriously, even if you don't like candy corn, I mean, seriously, why not? Candy corn and coffee. Yum, 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 yum. Yum. I hate it when I can't find something I know I just had. Yep, that's just, I know. Candy corn puffy stickers. Can you tell I like candy corn? And then the candy corn tile alphas. So what I want to do is I want candy corn to sort of be the center. I'm going to do this. I think I'm going to do these flat alphas. Let's see if they'll fit. They might be too big, but we'll see. This is the 3x4 pocket card. And let me, actually, I'm going to have to do this. Let me zoom in just a little bit. There we go. For the people in the back. All right. I say that I don't have a ton of fall stuff. I have a whole iris container full of fall and Halloween inspired stuff. I know you guys didn't believe me for a hot second that I didn't have anything. I bought the Scrapbook.com storage for my LA Studio addiction. I know, right? I love it. I love it, love it. Okay, so let's do, I wanted the word candy corn, which I might actually have just enough room for that. It's going to say, I love candy corn despite what other people think. Because I do. Maybe I'm going to move this up just a little bit. Now, what I love so much about doing these layouts is I know, well, one, I only have an hour with you guys today, but I know that when I close this album today, I'm not stressed about finishing it because this is my perpetual project. And when I feel like working on it some more, I will, which I will, because I'm still really excited about this project. I mean, seriously, this is so cute. But I think I'm going to kind of offset this just a little bit, I think. Do I want to do that? Let's see how that'll look. I can take my time and just enjoy putting these pages together and working with product that I love. I don't have to stress about getting it done. I've just stopped with the stressing of things. I think I'm going to move this over just a little bit more. I just can't. Scrapbooking is supposed to be fun, not stressful. And when you start stressing about your scrapbook projects, then you're doing it wrong. It's supposed to be enjoyable. I don't have an eye for straight. This could be completely wonky and look like a hot mess. Okay. I'm just kind of leaving those up there for just a second. My little tiny candy corn mini page. Loving it. These are super cute stickers, right? They're from Ellie's Studio. They're called the Jane Tile Alphas. They may still be available. Who knows? Hey, Suze, what's going on? Love this Perpetual project idea. It really works. Takes the pressure off. It certainly does. It certainly does. Okay, now I'm trying to decide. Do I want to stamp the rest of the phrase that I want, despite what others might think? I might just do... I might just do I love and then candy corn and then do a cute little embellishment there. I think that's what I'll do. That's what I'm feeling called to do. All right. So let's I'm looking around to see. Now this doesn't need any other type of journaling other than what I'm about to write on it, because the little meme says it all for me. I just love that. Okay, so what I need to do is find a stamp set. I think I'm going to stamp, because why not? And then I'm going to decorate this bottom portion, I think. I got 2 of these sticker sheets, by the way. All right, so we're just going to pop that there. And then we'll do some little embellishing here, and that little page will be done. Candy corn was my mom's favorite Halloween treat. I never liked them, but they remind me of my mom. I buy them just to tell my granddaughter, about her deceased grandma. Oh, that's so sweet. Great grandma, that is. Aw, that's very sweet. Let's see. Oh, goodness. I need to pick out a letter sticker. That's our letter stamp that's going to work. This is Ellie's Studio. I think I might do that. I'm not going to think too hard about it. I just want a little small letter sticker. Yeah, I think that'll work. So, I think I love... Or do I want to use the open letters? I think I might use the open letters. The outline letters, that is. All right, small stamp, small block. Big stamp, big block. This is going to be great, or it's going to be a hot mess. Okay. So I'm just going to stamp this here. Not going for perfection. I just want it to be done. Oh, this is so cute. Get out my little stamp chamois. And stamp away. I firmly believe in having really good stamps, particularly letter stamps, in your stash. I love a good thicker. We all know that. I'm thicker obsessed. But you know what? Stamps come in clutch every time, because you can reuse them over and over and over and over and over and over again. All right. Sorry, guys. I gotta get in here. Okay. Love these stamps. Love Ellie's Studio. I'm not always the perfect stamper when it comes to like stamping titles and letters and such. I have some layouts that have some wonky stamp stuff going on. That'll work. I love candy corn. Maybe an exclamation point at the end of candy corn. And then we'll zhuzh it up a little bit. How about that? That'll work. Okay. Using some VersaFine Clair. Nocturne is the color. Super black. Love it. For those of you who are interested in that ink color. Love it. Okay. So now that that's done, let's bring out some fun little goodies. And I think I'm going to put a little candy corn here and a little candy corn right there. I thought there's this little sticker that says favorite candy. Just to add a little bit of blue to that. I kind of want something that's going to go here. Now I'm kind of liking this idea of having a whole bunch of little, like kind of turning this into phrases. Just add a few more little phrases on here. Just to fill up that little space. Look at the little pumpkin. Just adorable. Okay, so how to use the candy corn on that. Maybe there. I'm thinking, will it be too much? It's never enough. It's never enough. I mean, if you're going to do it, right? If you're going to do it. Let's see. There's something else that I want to put there, but I would need to dig through my stash. Just a little bit. That doesn't go with that. Okay, let's see if there's anything else. If there's anything that's close to me that I can use. You know what? I'm just going to leave it as it is for right now because I don't want to put something on there that I'll regret later. I will come back to that. But for right now, that's fine. Moving on to the next page, which is going to be on the back of this, called Christmas Card Worthy. And this is a photo of Corinne when she was getting her braces adjusted and cleaned. And I just snapped a picture when they had the little, this tool here, not tool, device that you have to put in your mouth to hold your mouth open while they're adjusting your braces. So I took this picture and I told her, I said, I'm going to use this on our family Christmas card. So anyway, that goes into the stories. She was like, Mom. I thought it was funny. Their mouth just wide open. Oh, that's just me being a loving mother. What can I say? What can I say? Phrase would be cute. Yeah, I need to figure out what I want that to be. I'll fill that spot up with something. Yeah. I want something decorative. Again, I'm not going, this particular layout I didn't make for journaling purposes, just because I like this little picture. But there's something else decorative that I want to put here. So it might be a stamp. It might be something else. I haven't decided yet. So, but 2/3 of it's done. So I'm good to go there. Alrighty. So photo, I think I want the photo there. And, then, of course, this crazy picture of my daughter. She loves me. My kid loves me so much. Always a look. Always a cute look, right? Oh, my goodness. My kid's going to kill me. Alrighty. Let's, while we have it out, maybe I'll do like October highlights there. Then I can add some journaling to that. I love using these cards, these pocket cards. Again, I'm keeping this super simple. If you're just joining us, I'm not trying to do the most. I'm just trying to keep it simple, get these stories told. What I'm going to do is I'm going to type up the journaling. And it's not going to be a whole lot, just to talk about how she's in the middle of her appointment. I snapped this photo. I thought it was funny, and I teased her about using this photo for our Christmas cards this year. And that won't take up too much of the space. What I do want to do down here, however, is I thought about doing just a little bit of stamping on here. So for that, I'm going to need some inks. Let's see, probably just some light colors, maybe some distress oxides, perhaps. Hold on just a second. Okay, so I think what I want to do is just something like super light. I think that might be the ticket for this. So there is a outline stamp and then there's a solid stamp. Let's get this small block here. Love oxides. Some of my favorite inks to stamp with, which by the way, you can stamp with your oxide inks. I just want you to know. Let me get this stamp seasoned just a little bit. And I think what I'm going to do, just to kind of make it fun, is I'm going to do some second generation stamping. So that means I'm going to stamp it once, stamp it again. This time I'm going to stamp it on my card. Light impression. I don't want anything super dark. Hello, Joanne. How are you? And then I'm going to come in with some spice and marmalade. Let's stamp it again. What's the second generation look like? Yeah, that looks good. Stamp it once. Stamp it twice. Oh yeah, that looks really pretty. Hello, hello. Good morning. Put the Christmas card with the singing loud for all to hear. That'd be funny. That'd be really funny. Victorian velvet. Now, I don't normally go for pinks for Halloween, but I've been seeing a lot of that lately, and I thought that'd be really pretty. And it just looks like little watercolor, like faded leaves. That second generation stamping. I think I'm just going to leave it just like that. I thought I would put the outline stamp, which I could probably do like a tone-on-tone outline stamp, but I'm just going to leave it the way it is because that looks really, really pretty. And that color combo is hickory smoke, spice, marmalade, and Victorian velvet. I could have pulled in some dried marigold, but that might be a little bit brighter than what I want for this. So yeah, there we go. Using one stamp, I think I'm just going to keep it just like that. Very simple, and then I have enough space to add the journaling. Again, some of my layouts, some of the layouts have the journaling already pre-printed, and some of them do not. Because sometimes I don't always know what I want to say right away, but sometimes I do. If I can get the journaling done, that just helps out a ton. All right, so there's that. I probably, in hindsight, would have done the gray on top, but that's okay. It just really looks cute. But honestly, I love pink for everything. Pink is great. Pink is not one of my favorite colors, but I'm kind of slowly coming around to it for holiday decor. Isn't that pretty? It just kind of looks like a little watercolor kind of, it's like it's printed on the card. Gorgeous. Gorgeous, darling. Okay, so that little spread is done. How much longer do I have? Okay, I can probably get one more spread done during our time that we have together. if I wasn't doing this live stream, I could probably whip through all of these within a matter of hours. Okay, so there's that. Very cute. I also created, and this is, I haven't decided where I want this to go in the album, but I wanted to document my favorite Halloween candy. So I took a LA Studio materials. They also have this metal die, which you can create these little insert tabs that you can insert inside your project. And I created this little flip up situation. This is using one of their dies. So the metal die creates this little piece here that you can flip up. And so when I flip it up, there are my favorite candies, which makes for a really fun interactive element. And I made this a couple of weeks ago, something like that. I was just playing around with it. And I'll add my little journaling in here. These boxes are 2 by 2 inches, I believe, maybe a little bit smaller. And then I just decorated the outside with stamps and die cuts. And pasteline, absolutely, right? With little pictures that I pulled from Google of my favorite candies that I like to eat for Halloween. I don't eat a lot of candy. I'm not a huge candy person. But I wanted to document some of my favorites. And this is going to go somewhere in my album. I haven't decided yet. So I just want to show you guys that little piece here that I also have. All right, I got time for one more, I believe. One more layout. And I think, let's see. I think I'm going to do this story number 11. I'm going to kind of hop here, there, and everywhere. And again, if you're just joining me, this is a perpetual project, so it doesn't have to be done. And I'm having more fun doing these pages, knowing that, you know, I don't have to have this project done. We don't actually have to, like, have any of our projects done per se, right? If we don't want. Some projects, yes, we probably want to have done based on our preference. Okay, so this one's called Under My Desk. And Corinne, from time to time, likes to literally sit under my desk and work on schoolwork or just hang out or whatever. And I journaled that Corinne has taken to occasionally hanging out under my desk. Sometimes she works on school assignments. Other times she's doing absolutely nothing. Bree says that she is making her world small. That's something that Bree does. She deals with anxiety, especially if she is feeling a little anxious. And of course, Bree does the same. Of course, I don't mind. I want Corinne to feel comfortable and safe. And if sitting under my desk makes her happy and relaxed, I'm okay with that. Anything for my baby girl. So I created this journaling card, believe it or not, using Canva, which was really simple and easy to do. And then just used a typewriter font, printed that out, and then trimmed it up. This is 4 by 4, I believe, is the size of this particular pocket. Citrus Twist has different sizes for their albums. Yeah, that's roughly, 4 by 4 for that little page protector. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so what I want to do here is just create a fun little decorative element that's going to go right here. So let's go over to my box of chaos. My box of creative chaos. And let me see what I've got. Now, I'm going to have to do a little bit of finagling with this photo because I cut it slightly smaller than what I wanted. So I want it to look nice and even Stevens. So we'll come back to that in just a second. I'm going to pull out some 6x6 papers from LA Studio. A lot of the materials that I have are from LA Studio. And I think I'm just going to see what I have here that I can use as a nice little base for this small little layout I'm going to put here. Oh, like a little fort, exactly. She does. Would love to have, would have loved to see you make that piece. Oh yeah, this one, Carol, I had planned on filming it, and then I got to playing around with it, and I never filmed it. But it's really easy to do. If I do something like this similar, I'll be sure to either show it on a live stream or film it. But yeah, this was really fun to make. I was experimenting with a new die that I had gotten in. Okay, so I'm just going to pick out something that I think will work. There's a couple of colors that I like here. Blue, that's nice. I also like that. Okay. Move that out the way. And I think because the photo has some gray in it, I think I might just do gray. Or maybe I'll just do blue. I kind of like the blue. How about the blue? Okay, so I'm going to chompa this up. Perfect use for 6x6 paper. And that will go right there. Let me make sure that fits in the pocket. You know how sometimes these page protectors, like you'll cut something and it's not quite the size. Okay, that works. Now what I want to do for this photo down here is I'm going to grab a piece of scrap white cardstock, or at least I think I have some scrap white cardstock. I got a little trim happy and trimmed a bit too much off the photo, so it's not exactly 4x4, but I'm going to make an adjustment. I'm digging through my paper scraps, and I do not have a white piece of paper that's going to be big enough. So let me grab another one. Let's see, do I have this? Oh, I have a scrap in here. This is why we keep our scraps, right? Okay, so I'm going to use this little paper scrap here. What happened is I cut a little bit too much off the top of this photo, and so now you see this the card that's behind it. So I want to kind of even that out just a little bit. That's okay, no big deal. So let me trim this little piece here. So I'm just basically going to give the photo a border is what I'm going to do, so that it fits a little better in the pocket. It doesn't look so awkward. I'm going to trim a little bit off there. How does that look? Maybe a tiny bit here. Okay, that looks a little better. Just a smidge. Just to try to make it a little bit even around there. Okay, that'll work. Sometimes it's a that'll work type of day. All right. Another thing about projects, I just want to point out, I love, as I mentioned, I love to embellish and do all the designs and all the different interactive pieces and all of that. But sometimes I just want to get some photos and journaling and all that down and be done with it and move along. And that's okay too. All right, so I'm going to stick this in here. And that looks better to my eye. Then I think I'm going to use this chipboard sticker. This is from the Sweater Weather Hip Kit Club kit from, oh gosh, when was this? I don't even know. Usually they put the year on here. 2021. This is from last year. I'm going to stick this outside the pocket. And if you're worried about, if you're doing Traveler's Notebook, pocket Traveler's Notebook style layouts, and you're worried about it, you know, if you're putting something outside the pocket, do some double-sided adhesive. Oh, that's stuck. That's stuck down there. So that's going to be good. I might have to do this photo the same way that I did the other photo too, but that's going to be fine for that. And then this one, I want to make sure that I leave enough space. Actually, I don't have, I take that back. I don't need to have enough space. I have the journaling there. So now I can just decorate this really pretty like. And that'll be the last one that I do today. So three, four layouts, something like that. Not too bad. And then I can just put this away and come back to it when I feel like it. That is the beauty of the Perpetual project. Alrighty, let me see. I had a little something picked out for that one. All the things. If you are enjoying this live stream, make sure you give this a thumbs up. Let YouTube know that you are enjoying it. You can tell that lovely little algorithm that you're enjoying this. I'm going to pull out some elements here. And I think what I want to do is grab... Now, by the way, some of these layouts, guys, I didn't know what elements I was going to use today. So you're seeing a lot of Victoria scrapbooking in the raw. Oh, that's pretty. That would have been cute on the photo, but I kind of like it here. So I'm going to tilt it here. And we're going to do an out-of-the-pocket type situation. Another great way to use frames, if you are someone who's like, I don't know what to do with the frame. Don't worry, my friend. I said that in kind of a weird accent. I don't have a Southern accent, even though I've lived in the South majority of my life, outside of when I was a military brat. But but sometimes maybe I can throw in an accent here and there and everywhere. Okay. Let's dump these in here. I want to do these little, this is called Fall Love. This is from Hit Kit Club. I believe this is from this year. Yeah, I don't know what month, but it's called Fall Love. And let's see what we got here. So in this picture, she is on her, I think we're on the iPad, and she was also reading a book. I don't want to cover that up. That says Autumn Captured. So what I want to do is a nice little cluster here. And we're just going to put a little something something right here. Oh, that's pretty. Use your stuff, my friends. Use your stuff. We hoard, but it's fun to use. There's that. And then I'm thinking, when I looked at this earlier, oh, I like that there. That's pretty. Just doing a little bit of layering. Nope, don't like that there. And the cool thing about layering, particularly when you have a small, look how pretty that is. When you have smaller embellishments, is that it doesn't need much. It doesn't take much to be high impact. So this larger piece was the anchor, my starting point, in other words. And we are almost done, my friends. I'm just going to stick these down. Again, I don't worry about this being outside the pocket because outside of myself and my family members, nobody else really looks at these. Well, my immediate family, that is. If that. And then I think there are 2 hearts here. I'm going to grab this one from Sweater Weather. And put that there. And then I think to finish that out, I'm going to grab one of these gold hearts. And that will complete that spread. And I might come back in. There might be some labels or something with this particular collection. So I might come back in and do like a little label here or something. I'm thinking that might need a little something there. But, oh, I love that. I absolutely love that. That's so pretty. Oh, I just love fall. What I'll do is I will do a mat around this photo so that it looks nice and even like here, and then I'll probably do some little labels or something there, but that's good for right now. I might come back and add in a gold heart on top of that heart so that it has a bit of that gold sparkly metallic element to it. So what if we just layered that like that, and that kind of zhuzhes that up a little bit. And I might add some extra adhesive to that, right? That just kind of elevates that a little bit, you know? So there we go. Alrighty, I'll fix that other photo later. Okay, folks. So I'm gonna pop this into my album. I need some words here for this one. I might come back to that one at a different point. Okay. sometimes I like to just go ahead and get the base of them done, and then I just go through and add any extra things that I might want to add down the road. But again, the project's never done. Okay, so for today, I did this layout, which I'm going to add something here, like home decor or something, some words here so I know what the story is about. And then, of course, we have the journaling, did a little bit of stamping, took some die cuts, ran those off the edge, trimmed them up, really pretty. And then I have, of course, my photos here. These pockets, I think this is like 2 1/4 by 3 1/4 or something. These pockets here, I can't remember. And this one's like 2 by 3 something or the other. I can't remember the exact measurements. But got those pictures of my home decor. I'm going to finish out this candy corn one. Of course, I love scrapbooking things that I find on the internet, the little memes. So that was just perfect and awesome to use that little candy corn with. I'm going to add in the journaling here. And then I think I'm going to put something here on this photo of my daughter when we went to the dentist, just to kind of round that out. And then this other layout that I did, my daughter sitting under the desk, did this nice little embellishment with the frame. And then, of course, I have the story on the back, and I'll probably just add another little label or something there just to kind of fill in some white space. So what I have left then are, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stories for 2021, and that will complete those stories, and then I'll start on my 2022 stories whenever I feel like it. So there we go. Oh, wrong camera. Wrong camera. Here we go. So if you have been inspired to work on or consider some of your projects perpetual, I hope that kind of gives you a little bit of insight. Also some insight into how I prep for my projects and where I'm going with this particular project. When I feel like I'm kind of at a somewhat of a stopping point with this, then I will do a share of this particular project. So I think so far it's coming along really nice. And like I said, I'll go through and I'll just add, if I want to add some little extra little dill bobs here and there, I will, but it's no pressure. It's no pressure. I can come back to this whenever I want. All right, folks, that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining me. We will have another live stream next week. I'm not quite sure what we're doing next week, but come on back. I'll be posting about that soon. By the way, if you haven't heard, the last Victoria Marie Rock Your Stash online virtual crop for 2022 is going down next weekend. So if you want to come join us for a full weekend of scrapbook challenges, prizes, giveaways, live Zoom scrap and chats, and a mini class, come and check it out. I did post a link in the description if you want to come and check it out. It's $9.99. You can come and go as you please. And your challenges, you'll have 3 weeks to do the challenges, so you don't have to do them all within the crop weekend. It is a lot of fun. This year's crops were all based on using your stash, and each month had a theme. So our November theme is texture, dimension, and fibers. So if you have anything textured or dimensional or ribbons, bows, jute, twine, or whatever in your stash, and you want a creative way to use those things, come and join us for our last crop of the year. There won't be another one until January 20th of next year. So make sure you come and join us, and let's have some fun. And as always, thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you so much for joining or for supporting Victoria Marie Designs. I appreciate you so much. And with that, I will see you next Wednesday. Bye, everybody. Have a good one.